Hey, welcome to Mando and Friends. My name is Mando Fresco, and today my guest is someone who's breaking the internet. Her friends, her family know her as Jenny Ruiz, but you may know her as La de Riverside. Jenny 69. Jenny, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm really excited to have you, to be honest with you.
I'm excited too. Thank you for having me.
Of course. This is your home here at Hubwav. Now, Jenny, I want to go back to where you first. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back, and then up until where we are today. So, do you remember the moment when? Because I've heard you say that you knew you were gonna be a pop star. Do you remember how old you were when you thought about that?
I think I was like five, like 5 or 6.
5.
Yep.
What was it that was there an artist? Was there a type of TV show that you were into that made you say, you know what, this is what I want to do?
I mean, when I was little, I grew up watching Nickelodeon, so maybe Amanda Bynes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know because it's been such a long time. I just always loved recording. Like my dad, he always had cameras around. He was a big camera guy. You know, he started off with the really big ones, you know.
Yeah, the VHS ones.
Yes, so he used to use those, and then it slowly started to get smaller. And I don't know, I just started picking up the camera, and I just started recording, doing little like shows, skits. But it was kind of like freestyled. Like it was nothing like I would see on TV or, you know. We would just perform like little girls with me and my sister.
Was acting ever a thought?
No, but I would love to act. I'm a good liar. So I feel like I could act.
So now obviously you're making music, and then before that you were doing you were in beauty, you doing your tutorials and
Right.
doing that on YouTube.
I did like seminars too, like beauty seminars.
What made you get into that initially?
I mean, I had to pay my bills. So I had to figure out how to take what I'm good at and like make a hustle out of it.
Yeah.
So I did that.
A lot of people are like, I'm gonna go the traditional way. I'm gonna do the safe way.
Right.
Because being a content creator isn't easy, especially when you first started, and as a Latina, it's not common, right? Especially like what year do you think you started doing that?
I was like 18, 19. I was still in college at the time.
And what like you started recording on your phone? What do you remember about that?
So I did record on my phone at the time. I was recording my chisme for the weeks in my car. Like
what
when
was
shit would
the
happen.
chisme of the week?
I would talk about like guys or stuff that really happened to me, and the girls like loved it because they're like, "Oh my god, me too." So they were like able to relate on that, and then I just really didn't like school. Like it wasn't for me, and I couldn't afford it at the time.
Yeah.
So my dad was struggling to like give me money for the books, you know, and it just was so much money, and we wouldn't even use the books sometimes in the classes. So I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, I think if I want to do school, I'm going to come back when I can afford it. So I was like, I'm just going to have to hustle. Because you know what I realized? I was like, my parents own a house, right? We own cars. That's when it clicked when I was like, I'm going to drop out of college. And they didn't have a degree. And, they learned how to speak English out here. So I was like, if they can own a house, I don't think I have to go to school to own a house.
Right.
So that's when I was like, you know what? I'm making more money doing makeup and doing all of that, So that's when I took that leap.
Because you did like 2 years of college?
2.5.
2.5 years?
Yes.
Was that like a beauty school, or was that to go into like get a degree?
It was to get a degree because I feel like in high school and in middle school, that's all they like put in your head.
Right.
They were like, you got to go to college. You got to go to college. And, when I was in high school, I just wanted to look cute and like do my makeup and talk to boys,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of girls are like that, especially because I wasn't really good at school. So, I just stuck to what I was good at the time.
Yeah, because I agree. I don't think school is for everyone.
Right.
And just because you're not good at academics doesn't mean that you can be successful.
Right.
The way my parents are from Colima, Mexico, and I would always look at them as I still do as inspiration because the fact that they came from a different country, didn't
Right.
speak the language. My dad, I would like to say that and I'm proud to say that he was able to be successful with his company, and my mom was like his business partner, you know.
Right.
And they did it together. And to my pops, his English is still horrible. It's like super broken English till this day. But it just thinking about that, like how he was able to do everything that he has done. I'm sure you looked at your family the same way, and knowing that you were like, okay, I can be successful too,
Right.
and I don't have to do it through this way. I can do it my own way.
Right.
And you started doing your videos, started doing makeup. There was a lot of, I know, like makeup tutorial personalities on YouTube. What do you think made you stand out?
I think because I've always been real and I never like to sugarcoat things, or I never wanted to portray somebody that I wasn't. And that's why I did struggle like in the beauty industry, because they always looked
Right.
at me as like the ghetto Latina, you know. So that was hard. That's why I feel like with my hustle, that's what kept me going. Like I was just like, you know what? Everybody's going left, I'm gonna go right.
Yeah.
It gets lonely though. It gets really lonely.
How so?
Because I feel like a lot of people don't understand you, and I feel like nowadays people on social media only with you like if the numbers are there.
Right.
If the numbers are there, I'm gonna be your friend. But it's like, where are you when I really need emotional support?
Yeah.
Because my mental health has been so bad, like so bad. So whenever I'm feeling that way, I have to really take a step back and like take care of myself mentally.
Yeah.
Like do regular things like get up and cook breakfast, like sweep, mop, take a longer shower than usual,
Yeah.
stay off socials, watch TV, watch a funny movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just talking to a friend yesterday. I was telling him that I work 12, 15-hour days, most days out of the week. And he's like, yo, that's crazy, man. I got to step my game up. And I said, no, man. But at the same time, there are days that I burn out. Like, let's say Monday, Tuesday, I work like long days. By Wednesday, if my body and my mind isn't feeling it, like I'm not pushing myself,
Right.
because it's important to be physically and mentally stable is important. You got in order to function at 100%, you got to take care of yourself first.
Yes.
And I'm sure you as a wifey, as a mom, as a friend, and everything that you're doing is not easy. And people think it is though.
Yes, they do.
That is, I
That's
think,
the funny part.
yeah.
That's funny to me. But it's because I understand that they don't understand, because I don't like, these people aren't watching everything that's going on. Because it's hard to pick up my phone and be like, hey guys, I'm fucking sad right now and I'm in the middle of an anxiety attack and I'm really depressed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, who wants to do that when they're depressed?
Right. There's a lot of things that people do not see. Even just on like the regular, like picking up. There was something earlier today. I was talking to Fred here, our DP, and I was like, hey man, film me real quick. Because I was like cleaning the floor. There was like a streak, and I was like on my knees, like cleaning the floor. I'm like, this is the type of things that people don't see, even as minimal as that, But it's real. Like we got to do it all, and I'm sure you're an entrepreneur, Jenny, and people just see you as a personality. Or I know, in media, in pop culture, the Kardashians are something that people love to bash on, right? I feel like similar to that, people are it's easy to just like judge, oh, they're just they just do this for the fame, or
Right.
oh, it's so easy for them to get, they're just getting money and they don't care about anything else. But like, I know for a fact that you do care about what you're doing, and I know I've seen convos that you've had with others, and you get really emotional when you talk about family.
Like I'm literally like every
Ye-
time, like when you were talking about your dad, like I even felt like wanting to cry because I understand.
Yeah, yeah. So when it comes to fam, I know you. I've heard you say, I want to work and I want to hustle because I want to look out for my parents. Like I want my parents to stop working. Why is that, meaningful and special to you?
Because I feel like parents, they raise you, that it's kind of like I feel like you kind of not have to, but it's like why not do the same for them? You know, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. So I feel like if my parents are hustling, like why am I not hustling?
Do you feel like that is something something you want to do to look out for them, or do you feel like it's as a Mexican American, do you feel like that's a burden for you to help your parents the way that they helped theirs, I'm sure, when they were in Mexico?
It's definitely not a burden.
It's
And
not. Okay, good.
I know people that do kind of see that as a burden.
Yeah. Where
And
it's
I'm
like
like,
it's like heavy
dude,
on your shoulders, like, no, I gotta help my, like, it's not, it's most like it's like a bonus. You see it,
right.
right?
Oh yeah,
It's
for
more like a
sure. I feel
bonus.
like that's something that I have to do, you know? And I have a child too, so I got to do it for him. I got to do it for and I'm married, so I got to help out his parents too, you know?
Por mani que empecé.
Uh-huh. My little man.
That's awesome. So tell me about Manny, and just your family, the the lesson, the what you're trying to convey to them, and show them from what you're doing. Like, what would you like to for the message to be?
Mm, as far as like being a mother, like for the women?
But no, like you to your fam.
Oh, me to my fam. Um, honestly, I want them to know that you could do whatever you want in your life.
Yeah.
Even if it's not traditional or society doesn't accept it. Like it's like I feel like everybody should live their happiest life,
Yeah.
regardless of what people think. Because only you live with your mind. Only you're the one that like knows the thoughts that go through your head. You go to sleep with it, you wake up with it. So it's like why pretend to be somebody that you're not?
Yeah.
Or live a life that you don't want to live.
Has has that been is that a challenge, you think, to live a, yeah, how so?
Yeah, because like I'm always like, I hope my parents don't think this, or like, I hope my mom doesn't get upset. But, I had to get to the point where I was just like, you know what? This is my life and my happiness. So y'all gotta accept it. But when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about like how I dress and like photo shoots, photography, because I like modeling has always been something that's like that I'm super passionate about. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I want to shoot for like big companies. I want to do campaigns. I want to do all of that. And I've always liked shooting like half naked and but like with elegance too at the same time.
Sexy.
Yeah, like I think women need to learn how to be sexy.
Right.
And a lot of girls, I feel like we're not allowed to in our society because it's like, you're a hoe. And it's like, well, what's wrong with being a hoe?
Right.
Guys can have sex with many girls and they're not judged for it. You know what I'm saying? Or
Right.
like how girls are like, or how guys always ask girls, like, what's your body count? I'm like, well, it's none of your business what my body count is.
Right.
Because it's like, okay, what if I say this number? What, you're just waiting to like judge me or something, you know?
Right. It that's something that I feel like we need to, as a community, as a society, we gotta like remove that,
Yeah.
man, from, because we gotta be better. You can't just going around like, what's your body count, right?
Yes. Yeah.
See, I was raised old school. Like my parents, my mom, I was really raised very close to my mom, and the way that I talk to her is how I talk and I treat women.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go and be disrespectful
Yeah.
to a woman, or treat her different than the way I would
Right.
treat family, or
But
my
at the same time too, like going back to how I was talking about how I dress and stuff, when I am around family or when I am around like people in public, I do like cover up. Like I feel like there's a time and place for everything.
Right.
So like if I'm like around like my suegros or something, like I always make sure to put on a robe or like, but this is my image.
Right.
So for like work, photography, or, I dress like that. But as soon as I'm off set, I'm like, cover up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. By the way, I love your fit today.
Thank you.
It gives me very Riverside Barbie.
I mean, I am the Riverside Barbie.
I like it.
Thank
For real. Let's talk about Riverside, man. So I grew up going to Riverside. I have family out there.
Oh, really?
And I would go. Grew up in Southgate. Shout out to my fam in Southeast LA. My fam would drive us to Riverside often. And it was fun, man. It was different than the city. I'm a city kid.
Yes.
You
It's
know,
different.
it was a rancho vibe over there, man. We'd go to someone's house, in the back of someone's house, there was goats.
Damn.
There was goats like running around. There was like caballos.
What part of Riverside?
I don't know what part of Riverside. It was I wouldn't even be able to tell you where, but like
Maybe like Harupa Valley vibes.
Yeah.
Because that's technically still Riverside, but like it's more the rancho area, like with the animals, I think.
Yeah, it was like a house, and in the back they had a bunch of animals, like cows, and it was dope. And you'd walk in, there was hay everywhere, and popo de chivo. Yeah, it didn't smell that great, but it was good vibes. It was a good time. Tell me about your experience in your hometown.
Well, first of all, shout out to Riverside. Shout out to all my Riverside baddies. I love Riverside. I love my city. Like I really do. I see really high hopes for it, and I definitely want to start giving back to the community. Like, remember how we were talking off camera about how I wanted to go to high schools and, talk to these girls, specifically boys too, but like mainly more for the girls. Cause like I wish that I had somebody to talk to me about sex. I wish that I had somebody to talk to me about all these little things that, you can't really talk to your parents about.
Right.
And since I was the older sister, I didn't have an older sister. So I feel like I would be like perfect to like talk to these girls and let them know like, don't do this, don't do that, like focus on this, or if you want to start a career in makeup after, like there really is more hope to you, to your life outside of high school, outside of college, because there's girls who want to go to Cosmo or they want to do nails, but then people are always like, oh, you really think you're gonna make a living off of that, so just those little like comments, I want to like clarify that for them in the future.
Yeah, I feel like my traditional Mexican parents tell that to my sister, right? Like, because my sister went into massage therapy, and they were like, ese trabajo, no, but vas a ganar dinero, are you really gonna, make money? Yeah, and it's like, you know what? If I told them and I told her, if that's what she really wants to do, if that's what you really want to do, go for it. You can become a business owner. You learn the craft, become a business owner, become an entrepreneur. The way you have. I mean, the sky's the limit, really,
right.
and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm happy that you're talking to, or you want to talk to the community and the youth.
Yes.
Because the youth is looking at you, Jen.
I know.
Are you thinking of like maybe starting like a foundation or a nonprofit or something like that?
Yeah. So for a foundation, I want to do that for kids with autism. So that's a whole nother thing besides the high school thing. So that's why I'm like so excited for my future, because like I literally already have a plan.
Right.
Like we have a lot of things in the works for like kids with autism, because my son has autism.
Yes.
And I feel like there's services as like therapy, but like there's not a lot of like homes, for example. Like, there's homes for like old people, and there's homes for patients that have like suffered strokes, or therapies that and they do all of that. But for kids with autism, there's no places where like parents can like drop them off for like a day or two and like chill, go grab groceries, like, because parents suffer so much. Like people that are parents to kids with disabilities, like people have no idea. They have no idea. It's like literally black and white, you know? So I definitely want to like fund that. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but it's something that I've talked to my husband about. And he's like, yeah, you know, you can start a foundation and then you can show people online who has donated, how much money has been donated, where the money is going, because I think like that people will feel more comfortable donating rather
Right.
than, you know, when you're like at the store and they're like, would you like to donate $5 to blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, not really. Cause I don't know where the money is going. I would love to, but like, I don't know where the money is going.
Right.
So I want to do that.
With your platform that you have now, the fame and the success that you found, would you say that is by far the most important thing for you?
For now,
Is to like
yes.
give back.
Long term wise, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Because I feel like money isn't everything and like fame isn't everything. But like once you have it, it's kind of like, okay, check. What's the next step? All right, check. What's the next step? I'm always like on to the, like, I'm always 10 steps ahead. Like, yeah, I'm making music, but like I'm already 10 steps ahead of like from the music, you know?
Yeah.
Because you mentioned acting, you know, and I love production. So like I would love to like help directors and like producers of movies, and I'll watch the movie and be like, no, you need to replace that actor. No, you need to replace this, or you know, the camera. You know, it's like I love production, so I definitely want to be behind, you know, the cameras too, because I love it.
Well, you ever thought about I'm sure a reality show, like a full
Yes.
on?
I mean, we're actually working on something right
A
now. We're working on two projects that has to do with like reality, documentary too.
that's a doc too.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is that coming out this year?
Um, I don't know if it's coming out this year. I mean, I would love to push for this year. I think the faster the better. But it's just like I have so many projects. It's like if you're not a boss about it and you're pressuring these people to like, come on, let's do it, let's do it. It's like it doesn't get done.
How are you as a leader? You think?
I'm a great leader.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like what's your style of leading or
Um,
being a
it
boss?
took a long time to get to where I am today. There's a lot of like learning. There's like a lot of learning processes that you have to go through it, because as a girl, it's like, you know, if Jenny tells me what to do and she does it in this tone, or she doesn't say please, or she doesn't say thank you every single time I ask you to do something, she's a, or you know. But I'm at the point where it's just like everybody's replaceable and I got to do what I got to do, especially if I'm paying you.
Yeah.
So you got to be stern and tell people what to do. You got to learn how to, I need you to do this or I need you to do that. And, you know, because you only have what, like 8 hours with your employees or like a few hours. So
Right.
you better squeeze in 3 days worth of work in this time period. Because if not, then I'll just do it myself.
Do you have a big team? How big is your team
I
right
do,
now?
yeah. Because I have a lash brand, and then I also have like people that work close with me, and then also like stylists, hairstylists, tan artists, nail artists, like photographers, videographers, editors. Like it's a lot. I see a lot of people like every single day. So I got to make sure. And I always have to regañarlos and be like, I need to have a talk with you. So can you come in? Like I will stop working with them for a bit and then be like, okay, it's time to talk, you know, because I want them to reflect on what they did wrong.
Yeah.
So if you still want to work with me, we need to have a talk about it.
Right.
And I have to tell you, even as though it's so uncomfortable, like you have to sit and tell them like, hey, I didn't like this and they didn't like that. Like next time, if you want to do that, let's do this behind closed doors, or like, I need you to come more on time, or like, what is it? Like, what are you struggling with in your life? Like, let me, because I also help them too. Like, you know,
Like a
maybe you should
mentor.
stop doing this, or is
Yeah.
this what you want to do? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Because I'm looking for long-term employees. I'm not looking for short-term.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to train them.
Yeah.
You train them, they go away, and I'm just like, I'm gonna give up. Because like, how can I move forward with what I want to do with my life when
When you
you gotta keep
having
replacing?
to hire new people. Yeah.
So sometimes you gotta do it yourself. Sometimes you really do have to do everything yourself.
It's crazy what you just mentioned, like all the people that even today, like I'm sure your hair and makeup and all that, like that's people
Yeah,
don't
it's like micro stuff that can really ruin your day or like ruin the interview. That's why it's harder for a girl. Because a guy, you guys just put little gel
call it a day.
and shower, wash, do what you gotta do. And like girls, they gotta do more.
Yeah.
and like throw a period on top of that.
Oh man. Yeah. Hormones on top of
Yeast
that.
infections, like, I mean, I'm just being honest because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like you don't have to deal with that.
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why it's hard being a woman. That's why a lot of girls, that's why we need more girls in the industry. That's why I like did what I had to do, because it's like if I don't know how to sing, look at me. And if you do know how to sing, like step up, you know? I feel like I had to step up because nobody was stepping up. You know
love
what I
that.
mean?
One of my favorite artists is Kanye West. Kanye can't sing. He made an album, 808s and Heartbreaks, of him just singing. And he caught flack for it. Like, he heard a lot like, oh, dude, can't sing. Stop. You know, you just using auto-tune.
Yeah.
Bro, you're just using auto-tune. Stop trying to sing. But Kanye did it. He continues to do it. And he's an icon. And the fact that you're doing it, Jenny, doing it because you love it, because you're passionate about it, because it's your dream. It's like, who are other people to tell you
What to dream and what not to dream.
right?
You know, like
Oh, you shouldn't be. Yo, if I want to sing, I'm gonna sing. If I want to rap,
funny. Yeah.
I'm gonna rap.
Because you can learn. Like, you don't, like, it's like you learn stuff in school, you learn a lot of things. You know, when you get a new job, you have to like learn all this stuff, the machines, everything. It's the same thing.
People's first album, and I think you said something like this, like people's first song or first recordings weren't all that great from the get-go.
Yeah.
And this is you're getting your feet wet in music. People judging super hard, but it's like, yo, I'm just getting started. The thing
Yeah.
is here is you already have a platform and people are seeing you. And by the way, one of the biggest songs of the last year or two. That, I mean, you should be super proud about that. I'm sure you are.
It was definitely a big accomplishment. Like, that song changed my life. Not only like, I feel like it changed my life spiritually and mentally, because I'm just like, oh, hell yeah. Like, I feel like the universe is just preparing me for like something bigger. Like, you know, when you go through like really rough patches in your life and you're just like, I don't know if I can do this. I can't do it. I really can't do it. But it's like the universe shoves you and it's like, I'm going to have to do it. And then I do it. And then it's like, oh, cool. Like, I can handle this. And then the next time around, it's like, it's easier. So it just becomes easier.
I've heard you say, I'm not a singer. But how do you feel about that now?
I'm still not a singer.
Yeah.
I'm still not a singer. But yeah, the song is technically considered singing, but like I don't consider myself a singer.
You're kind of like rapping in melody.
Yeah, like it's kind of more like I'm doing what I can do with like what I can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's other artists that like when you go to like fiestas and stuff and the grupo's there and they're like, give me the mic, you know, and they just like start singing. I'm not that type of artist. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm more like a recording artist. I'm more like, okay, if I like it, let's do it. You know, I'm also really good with like visuals, production.
Yeah.
You know, so if you look at me like, as it like, okay, if you're looking at the scoreboard and you're scoring Jenny 69 as an artist, right? It's like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 everywhere. But in the singing category, it's like a 2, right? 2 or a 3. I'll give myself a 3. It's like, I'm an artist. Like, don't look at the negative. Look at everything else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how people have to look at their life. Like, you know, like it's like you can't focus on the negative. Like, you can't, or else you're not gonna make it through your day.
Right.
You're not gonna make it through traffic. You're not gonna make it through, I don't know, getting McDonald's. You're not gonna, you know, just like even like the simple things.
It's the little wins.
It's the little things.
It's the little W's that you get throughout your day. And like you said, like you're scoring a 10 here, a 10 here, and in this department, a 10 in this department. In this department, like I could do a little better, but that's life.
Yeah, it's like every artist has their flaws. There's some artists that are great at singing, but have no personality, don't have the look, don't have the charisma.
Right.
So that's why it's harder for them to make it.
Right.
You know?
Your genre that you're in now, it's like a trap corridos tumbados, which is like the most popular genre right now. It's popping off, and you just happen to also kind of be on that rise. I think it kind of just meshed at the right time with your song too.
It was strategic though.
It was
Yeah.
because you recorded that like a year prior, no?
Right. It's just because like I saw the corrido tumbado movement popping. Like I saw it. Like Nata was doing his thing, and that really like inspired me. And I was like, dude, I want to do music. Like I really want to be the female of that género. But I was like, how? Like I really was worried. I was like, how am I gonna do it? Like how? Like not because of the vocals, not because of that. I'm just like, where do I go? Who do I talk to? How do you even upload the song to iTunes? And how do I make it be a success at the same time? Because then it's like, if that's a flop, my career is a flop. My career is on the line too. So my career is on the line. Where do I go? I don't know what to do.
Yo, but that's what I'm talking about, Jenny. Like, you were like, how do I get a song to iTunes? Like, how do I get a recording studio? Like, how do I write? How do I produce? Like,
yes.
like,
oh my God.
Doing all of that and making it happen. That's huge.
I know.
Most people stop at,
yes,
I want to make a song. That's it. That's where it stops. But you were like, how do I do it? And you follow through. That follow through is so important in life. And that's why you continue being successful,
right.
is because you're like, I want to do this. And then there's this follow through. So now that you're making these corridos tumbados, I know that you love all types of genres. Do you see yourself going into, because I know you've said you love reggaeton and dembow, and you had a few remixes to La 69. Do you see yourself jumping into other genres?
Yes. I feel like I really want to do rap. I really want to do like Chicana rap. I want to do dembow. I want to do pop, perreo. Right now I'm actually working on a like perreo remix album just for like the clubs, cuz like people love like my taste in like that style of music. I've always wanted to be a DJ, but I don't have time. But I have my playlist and stuff, so when I do club appearances or anything like that, people play my playlist, or I just play my playlist. And everybody gets so drunk. Cuz it's like perreo shit,
Yeah. Do you see yourself performing these songs?
Yes. I think I'm going to do a post today saying, "Hey clubs, like hit me up, cuz I'm going to start doing shows."
That's dope.
I love performing.
What's like big vision, booking tours?
I mean, tours.
Merch.
We're working on merch, but honestly, I guess it's whatever makes me happy that day.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's cool about me and my career. Like, I do what I want. You do what you want when you're popping.
You do what you want when you popping.
Because a lot of artists struggle with their mental health, with like the tours, and I'm just like, is that worth it?
Right.
Because I'm a family person.
Yeah.
I like to cook. I like to watch Netflix. Like, I don't know if I can do all of that.
Tours are tough. I know Bad Bunny just signed up for like a double tour in a year, which is
like how
crazy to think. I mean, I'm sure he's gonna, be amazing in them, but like it's very draining.
Lot, yeah.
Now, this next section of the program is sponsored by Verizon. Verizon has partnered up with Oi Health to offer discounts and savings on telehealth services in tu idioma for customers and their families. And as you guys know, health, not just physical health, but mental health is so important. So for this next question, Jenny, I want to highlight mental health in nuestra comunidad. What else are you currently doing to take care of your mental health?
Well, I started medication. So I'm on like anti-anxiety pills that I take whenever I feel it coming on, because I just want to feel normal. Because like my anxiety usually comes after I've been stressed or working on a project.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't happen during the project. I'm just like, go, 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 tunnel vision, right? But then when I'm done working on that stuff and I'm at home in bed and the project is done and it's about to launch, and then it's like, oh my God, like it's like a gamble. Like it's gambling. I'm like gambling a lot of money. There's a lot of money on the line with the production, employees, editing, everything. Like every detail matters. And then also you have to like do all of that and then put it on Instagram, market it right on YouTube, you know, the banners, the photography, like just everything. So once I feel that coming on, I feeling like panicking, like, oh, here it comes, here it comes. And I just pop my pill and then I'm good. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go clean my room. It doesn't make me feel like I'm on something, but it's just like I want to feel normal. Like
Yeah.
I just want to like go grab a drink, not a drink, but like I just want to like go to the grocery store or like drive, work out, you know?
Yeah.
Try to feel normal.
Yeah.
But it helps. Like the medication really does help.
Yeah, I was laughing because like I've a force a habit. The first thing you said was, if maybe I want to go grab a drink. No, wait, no, I don't want to grab a drink.
Yeah, because you can't. I mean, you can
No,
mix
but
it,
you
but
should
like
not.
you shouldn't. You know?
But when it comes to that, so medication. So personally, I have anxiety from time to time. For me, it's when for me it's like in the middle of out of nowhere. So like you know how like Spider-Man has his spidey sense?
Yeah.
Where it's like, whoa, what the hell? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like that for me, where I could just be working or I could eat. I'm eating food and
Oh, and
out
then
of
you're just
nowhere I'm
like,
just
my
like,
stomach
what the
hurt,
hell?
or
Like
like,
I feel anxious. Like
yeah.
I get anxiety. I have thought about that like medication, but I'm always like so scared of I don't know
Everything, yeah.
of like
Everybody
should I
always
do
thinks
it?
that. That's why I always talk about it because, especially, okay, you go and you tell your doctor, I have anxiety. I've been having it for a year now because you always got to stretch it out because then if not, they're going to be like, you just want to be on drugs, huh? Like you just want Xanax, huh?
Got to be honest.
You know? So
Yeah,
then you take it. And if it makes you feel too much, then you call your doctor back and you're like, hey, it's a little too strong. Can you give me something else? You literally have to keep trying it until you feel like you're not on something. Medication is not supposed to make you feel like you're on something.
right,
You know what I mean?
right,
So I only take it as needed. I don't take it every single day.
right.
It's just like, oh my God, I don't feel good. I'm gonna take it. Okay, relax. And then it hits you, and then you're like, okay, cool. What was I worried about? On to the next. You know?
Man, so you do feel it. It does.
I do feel it.
It does make a difference.
It
It's
does
not
make
just
a
like a
difference.
placebo. You think?
No,
No.
no. Because I have two. She prescribed me. One is called, I guess I'll just talk about the name. One is called Bus Bar, and then the other one is called Valium. So the Valium is like when you're extreme anxiety, like, oh my God, like you feel like you're dying, which luckily, thankfully, I haven't felt like that because like my husband supports me 100%.
That's beautiful.
So if I'm feeling like sick or anxious or something, he'll be like there, you know? But sometimes I feel like I annoy him because I tell him everything and he's just like, dude, get over it. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, I can't, you know?
What else would you say you're doing to take care of your mental health?
I have a dog, even though she's annoying and had to pick up her, but like she's cool. And also my son keeps me busy. My mom, you know. So I'll hit her up if I'm like feeling sad or something. But I don't have time because I gotta cook for Manny or something. So it's kind of hard to like feel sad when you're busy.
Yeah. Right. So usually that's when it happens. Like when you're coming down from the busy.
Yes, yes.
When you're like when
You're
it's just
like
you and your thoughts.
You're like, I hate my life. You know what I mean? Like even though you're doing the most and you
Yeah.
have all this success and everything, you're just like, I hate my life. But I think everybody hates their life. That's the conclusion that I'm coming to, is that everybody just hates their life.
It's life is just tough, Jenny.
Yes, it is. That's why it's like every day you should be happy that you're like awake and alive. You know?
And grateful for what we have.
Grateful. That's what I've been learning, is being grateful. Because I feel like that's what people don't like are grateful for, especially because there's going to be somebody that's always more successful than you, or there's going to be somebody that has more likes than you, or there's going to be, social media is really bad right now.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why a lot of people feel sad about themselves. They're comparing, they're watching what everybody else is doing. So sometimes taking like your time and not going on socials is important, or just follow people or just mute people. If you don't want to see certain content that like makes you sad or like, mute them.
Right.
So you don't expose, because whatever you expose your mind to is what is going to influence what you do with your life, what you're going to do for the day, whether you're going to be sad or happy, whether you're going to be pissed and talking on so and so because they're dating so and so, and the media is just feeding you this stuff, you know?
That's real. I watched this show. I'm not gonna tell you the name of the show. Maybe later. But it's a dark show. I was telling the guys, it's such a dark show. And when I finished watching the show, I feel like I just drove like 200 miles per hour in the dark in the
What?
forest on a rainy night. Like, it's crazy. Like, the show's over and I'm just like, whew, that was a lot to take in. And it's a show. So like,
Right.
I feel like it's the same for social media sometimes.
Yes.
Like, it's what you see, what you digest
Yes.
off your phone is how you're going to feel mentally too.
Yeah. And as a creator, it's harder because you don't want to get influenced by what's trending at the moment, because then it takes away from your art. Like, what does Jenny want to do?
Yeah.
So now what I do is like, I just don't look, because I just get influenced. And I'm like, that's not what Jenny is. That's not what Jenny is supposed to be doing.
You talk about as a creative, that is a whole nother thing that most people don't understand. To be creative, you have to be in a good mental space. You have to have energy.
Because it's an emotion. Art is an emotion.
Yes. Yeah. So a lot of the stuff that you're doing is creative, whether you're making music, whether you're making videos, whether you're making content,
Or designing my outfits.
all of that. What you're going to wear the next day, how you're going to style your hair for an interview or a photo shoot. Like, that is all creative work. And it's tough. I always, not to bash anyone else's work, but to be, because I do it myself, like to be on behind a computer and just getting stuff done and sending emails, I can do that even if I'm not feeling 100%, right? But I can't be creative if I'm not feeling 100%. It's like it's like trying to do something on empty, right? Like,
Right.
you got to be in a good mental space. And a lot of our work is creative work. So I feel like when you talk, I hear it, I feel it. Like, it's a lot of, and that's why when you first walked in before the mics turned on, I was like, what I tell you? Ya se te olvidó.
I'd be forgetting.
I was like, I admire your hustle and your work.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that.
And I love how you all of a sudden.
Yeah, we've been talking about crazy stuff.
And how you have followed your dreams, I think, is a beautiful thing. Most people don't do that. The people that are commenting and telling you, oh,
That's why when I see those bad comments, I'm like, who is this coming from? I'm like, do you have an album out? Let me see your visuals. Did it hit number 1? No one knows you. So it's like, if an artist is telling me something, no, but you know what? No, because I don't need other people's acceptance. Like, I don't care
you don't need
how
other
long
people's
you've been in the
validation.
game. I don't care what you think. I really don't. I really don't care.
Right. This is your
Because
life.
this is me. This is my art. This is who I am. I will take the constructive criticism. I can take it. But at the same time, at the end of the day, it's what Jenny wants.
I hear you say Jenny, with Jenny 69, with Jenny. Do you feel like Jenny is your a persona? Because then is there like Jenny 69 and then there's Jenny Ruiz?
I do feel like there's Jenny 69 and then there's Jenny Reese, but at the same time, it's like still the same person. You know what I mean?
How so? How are they different?
I think Jenny 69, I was gonna say creída, but I think the reason why I think creída is because that's what people comment sometimes on my stuff. But it's not that I'm a creída, I'm just confident.
Right.
And the confidence is something that is not taught in our culture, in our community. As a woman, it's not taught. Confidence, I had to learn. You know how hard that is? Like, I had to gain confidence to talk to guys. I had to gain confidence to socialize with people. Like I'm learning how to communicate because I don't really know how to communicate with people, even at the grocery store too. Like when they talk to me, I'm just like, oh my God, did I respond too fast? Or oh my God, like I giggled weird. Like I have a lot of social anxiety.
Confidence. Where and how you said you learned to have confidence. How'd you do that?
Um, I just feel like you are what you believe. So like if you feel like you're hot today, you're gonna be hot. And if you set those goals for yourself, like I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this, you start manifesting, you start attracting, and then it just falls into your lap, you know?
Also, there's a difference between arrogance and confidence.
Mhm.
And I think when people say, "Oh, es creído, es creída," they are referring to the arrogant personality trait more so than
So what would you describe as arrogant?
ar- arrogant is someone who's just really cocky,
Hmm.
full of themselves. I think you're confident. I
Hmm.
don't get arrogant. I don't get creída vibes from you. Just buchona vibes.
Buchona vibes always.
So let's talk about the next thing when it comes to your music career. Is there an album coming?
An album right now, no. But that there is more songs in the works, yes. I think I'm just kind of taking it one step at a time because I know everybody wants me to do this, but it's like I'm still a learning, growing new artist. Like I just started a new career like when La 69 dropped.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't learn this and you don't get it handed to you right away. So I got to do a lot of footwork, you know. I got to learn what an artist learned at the beginning of their career, and I'm going up against people that have been doing this since they were little. And I think that's why people are like, this, like, who does she think she is? I'm like, it's everything you think that I'm not. Like, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
That's when Jenny 69 comes out. That I'm just like, you know what? I've worked really hard to be where I'm at. I think I'm allowed to be a little querida, you know?
yeah. So Jenny Ruiz.
Hmm.
Who is Jenny Ruiz? And how is she different, you think?
I think she's a loser, and I think she's really shy. She's in there, you know. That voice is in there, like you can't do this, or who do you think you are, you know? Because like I feel like we're also our biggest hater at
Right.
the same time too. And I feel like you are the only person that can hold yourself back from what you want to do with your life. Sometimes you gotta push that voice and just be like, you know what? I can't listen to you right now. Like I have to do this.
We're a bit we're our biggest critics sometimes.
Yes.
And we could be really tough on ourselves and yeah,
But
like
it's also because people are putting it in their head too.
from an early age.
From comments or yeah, from an early age, from
Not just
from your
social media.
parents, your
Right.
cousins. You know, people tell me all the time, my cousin told me this, or my mom told me this, and it makes me sad because I'm just like, that sucks. But like, you got to put yourself first.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to surround yourself with people that genuinely love and are positive with you. That you call them and they're just gonna be your hype people. You know, like yeah, do it. You know.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're surrounded by a good
Now I am
group? Yeah.
because I like fish for those people. I'm like, okay, you, good vibes. Come
Yeah.
hang out. Let's have a drink. Let's, you know, because I like to talk about what we're gonna do next. What are you gonna do with your life? What are you gonna do with your career? Like, help me help you because you can't grow on your own. You have to grow with others.
1000%.
And that's when you have to be like, you can't be greedy. You can't, you know, because I noticed this year that that's one of my flaws that I have to work on is my greediness.
How so?
I can't
Like what do you want to
say
how do you want to change that?
by giving,
Give you more.
giving,
Looking out for people,
looking out for people, helping people,
putting
like
people in position.
putting people. So like, say if you're like, oh, I've been struggling to find a nail tech, like, oh, don't worry, I got you. Like, I
Yeah.
help you. But like, you gotta like be good to me too,
Right. Of course.
because people literally, you give them an arm and they want your leg too, and I'm just like, don't do that. And people are not loyal. I don't like that because
Yeah.
I'm a very loyal person.
Yeah. What would you say is the next thing for you when it comes to building a team? Because you talk about like working with a group, because we can't do it on our own. For a long time, personally, I thought I mean, for a long time I did do it on my own, right? Like
Right.
I can do this, I can edit, I can book interviews, I don't know, like years back, I'll do it all on my own. But then it was like, that doesn't have to be how things go. Like
Because
we
we need
we are
help.
we are stronger together. And when do you feel like you learn that that a team can go farther? And what do you look for in picking someone on your team?
Somebody that's not like chismosos, like somebody that can handle being around people with followings, can be professional, um, that know their boundaries, that know when to talk, when not to talk. But a lot of the times it's also too like you have to be a good CEO and you have to tell them what their flaws are. They don't come in perfect. You just have to like mold them.
Yeah.
But I do like have certain requirements because it's like we only have a few hours in a day and I need this work to be done. We need to finish this and start a new project.
What's next for Jenny 69?
Well, right now I'm actually working on beauty seminars. I'm doing my first one on March 5th in LA, and it's called Baddie Boot Camp, where I teach girls about fashion, hair, makeup, how to do everything yourself, be confident, a little bit of social media, and that kind of thing.
I love that.
Hmm.
The confidence thing is so freaking important, man.
Yes.
Like we are taught to question ourselves at a very early age.
Hmm.
Tú no puedes, tú no puedes. ¿Vas a hacer eso? No, ¿para qué haces eso? Like it's always self-doubt is injected into
Right.
us as Latinos at a very early age. And I
I
feel like,
think, I'm sorry to cut you off, but
Yeah.
I think when that happens, you just gotta be like, ay, apa, ay, ama, and don't tell him nothing no more. Hit him with the, hey, dad, I'm rich and I'm famous already, so what's good? You know? That's what I do with my parents. I just stop telling them. Everybody says, like, what do your parents think about? I'm like, well, I think they're proud. I don't know. I'm too busy working. Because why try to convince somebody of who you're going to be? Why try to convince somebody about what you're going to do? Just do it and then be like, I told you so. Anyways, let's move on. Let's go grab dinner. But I told you so.
yeah.
You know?
But even if it is family, like sometimes it is family could be your biggest doubters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even through success, you see not just friends but family could be though still injecting self-doubt into you.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right, like, hey, do you, like, believe in yourself. This is my life. If anything, today I've learned from Jenny 69 that it's our life,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to live it for us.
Yes.
That's
It's like your world and people are just living in your life, not you're living in theirs.
wise words. Jenny 69, the philosopher.
Right?
Jenny, okay, so I don't have a person for this, but I think, you know how like I'm wearing a vintage shirt today?
Mm-hmm.
I think you should make Jenny 69 vintage shirts. You know
Oh,
they
that'd be
have
dope.
they have like just like Mariah Carey
Mhm.
and Aaliyah shirts and stuff like that are like vintage.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should do that.
That'll be dope. I'll tell my team.
Yeah.
Work on it.
And then if you want to shoot me 10%, it's all good.
He's like, that was my idea.
Okay. I want to go into rapid fire with Jenny 69. Are you ready?
Is it like a game?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready.
So I'm going to ask you questions and you respond as fast as you can. They could be one word answers, but if you want, you can go a little deeper into it with your answer.
Okay.
Okay. Favorite Spanish word?
Oh, I thought you were going to give me options.
No, that's it. No, that's it.
Favorite Spanish word, pobrecita.
Pobrecita.
I use that word every single day.
Use pobrecita in a sentence.
I went from a pobrecita to a bad.
Hey! Salsa or merengue?
Merengue.
Mariachi or corridos?
Corridos.
Favorite piece of technology that you use?
My air fryer.
Your air fryer?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do in your air fryer? What's like a go-to
Everything.
recipe?
French fries. You could put vegetables in there. Chicken carne asada.
Carne asada in the air fryer?
It's because the air fryer that I have is a big one. And it flips open like this. It's not the one that's like the drawer.
Yeah.
No, and this one you can clean out good. And you can reheat everything. So like if you go to a panini place, you can like reheat it in there. And it's like crunchy on the outside, melty on the inside. Not like soggy.
Yeah. It's not like a microwave where you, like I had egg rolls the other day and I threw them in the air fryer.
Bomb, huh? And they're like crispy all over again.
Crispy all over again.
I'm getting hungry.
Greatest rapper of all time?
Oh my God, that's hard. I think I really love Mike Jones. Mike Jones. I do.
Greatest singer of all time?
Women or
Could
men?
be anyone.
That's tough. I think I'm going to have to give it to Jenny Rivera.
Jenny Rivera.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that. Favorite Latino food dish?
Tortas.
Tortas. What kind of tortas?
Like milanesa or carne asada.
Oof. Are you a fan of ahogadas or not?
I've never had one. I've never had a torta ahogada. Because it's like, what, like, it gets soggy, no?
They dip it in the sauce. So if it's your first time, I would suggest you do a half dip, not the full dip. Because they dip half of the sandwich in there, half of the torta in there. So do the half dip when you try it.
Because it's gonna like se va a desbaratar, no?
It depends. Also, sometimes it's spicy.
Oh, okay.
So if if it's too spicy, then you can like bite from the other side. To kind of.
Do you know how to cook?
I am a really good cook. Are you?
I'm a good cook, yeah.
Nice. There it is, man. We gotta do like a
cooking show.
A cooking
or like a
something.
cook-off or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, have your team do it and be like, okay, he's going to make this dish. I'm going to make this dish. And we'll see. And we can have guest judges.
I'm down.
Like celebrities. It'd be like, okay, who made it better?
I'm down. That's a show right there.
Yeah, I'm down. I love cooking.
What's one of your nicknames that no one really knows about?
Flaca. They used to call me Flaca.
Flaca.
Mm-hmm.
Flaca. Who used to call you Flaca? The fam?
The fam. Mm-hmm.
How about at school? Anyone call you something else?
No.
It's Jenny. You were just Jenny.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Flaca, thank you so much for coming to Mando and Friends. Stay tuned for our cooking show.
Stay tuned.
Coming to Netflix.
Imagine. That'll be dope.
You never know. You never know. Jenny, thank you so much. It was
You're
such a cool vibe and such a cool person.
Thank you.
And I wish you continued success. For real.
Thank you.
Jenny69, thank you. And thank you so much for watching Mando and Friends presented by Verizon.